Shortly after her terrible Fox News interview this morning, Trump Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt had a total public meltdown in the driveway of the White House when a reporter confronted her with compelling evidence that the Trump administration has not only been cruelly deporting innocent people, but accusing them of being gang members on the most ridiculous, spurious reasons. You will be stunned. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, Karoline Leavitt has had a bad day, and this is even worse than the Fox News interview, not just in terms of her reaction, but really in terms of the substance itself. We're going to play this clip and unpack it together.
Guide that DHS is using to determine who is an enemy alien, a Tren de Aragua member, and deportable under the Enemy Aliens Act. It has criteria here that require 8 points to be classified as a TDA member. You can get classified by simply having certain symbols in your tattoos and wearing certain streetwear brands. That alone is enough to get someone classified as TDA and sent to El Salvador.
That's not true, actually, Andrew.
According to this document, it is.
No, according to the Department of Homeland Security and the agents, have you talked to the agents who have been putting their lives on the line to detain these foreign terrorists who have been terrorizing our communities? TDA is a vicious gang that has taken the lives of American women. And our agents on the front lines take deporting these people with the utmost seriousness, and there is a litany of criteria that they use to ensure that these individuals qualify as foreign terrorists and to ensure that they qualify for deportation. And the president made it incredibly clear to the American public that there would be a mass deportation campaign of not just foreign terrorists, but also illegal criminal aliens who have been wreaking havoc on American communities. And shame on you and shame on the mainstream media for trying to cover for these individuals who have. This is a vicious gang, Andrew. This is a vicious gang that has taken the lives of American women.
The government filed in court, which says all.
And you said yourself there are 8 criteria on that document.
They need 8 points.
And you are questioning the credibility of these agents who are putting their life on the line to protect your life and the life of everybody in this group and everybody across the country. And their credibility should be questioned. They finally have a president who is allowing them to do their jobs, and God bless them for doing it.
Karoline, what method would the president?
Yeah, total unhinged meltdown for the dumbest possible reason. Mediaite goes into more detail. Let's see. Feinberg, Andrew Feinberg, who was the reporter, attempted to read from a DHS document laying out how immigration authorities confirmed Tren de Aragua affiliations as he and Leavitt spoke over one another. When the reporter noted that he had a question about the process, Leavitt replied, "Shame on you." Again, we talked about that, or you saw that in the clip. He responded on Twitter saying, "Here's the document I was asking the press secretary about earlier. To be validated as TDA, one needs only 8 points. Just having tattoos and wearing certain street gear brands can get you the requisite 8 points, absent anything else." Aaron Reichlin Melnick, who we actually, or Meinik, excuse me, we've referenced him in a previous a video about this. He was the one who has really circulated this document, which was made available because of the ACLU's lawsuit. Read the ICE document for yourself that Karoline Leavitt refused to answer questions about. It says exactly what Andrew Feinberg said. All it takes is 8 points on a made-up rubric, and that can be just a tattoo. 4 points in displaying logos or symbols. 4 points. A tattoo or a logo or a symbol, you take two of those three things, and you get the 8 points needed to be effectively kicked out of this country. Stunning. For more, here's the thread where I broke down the filing and what was contained in the Alien Enemies Act Validation Guide. Very glad that Andrew Feinberg asked the press secretary about the document and disappointed that she refused to give a straight answer. So let's look at this. Again, ACLU obtained ICE's Alien Enemies Validation Guide, confirming all it takes to be sent to rot in prison in El Salvador is having a tattoo that an ICE officer says is a gang tattoo, and number 2, displaying logos, symbols, or clothes an ICE officer says are gang signs. Sounds really arbitrary. In order for ICE to declare someone an alien enemy, ICE must first determine that they are Venezuelan over age 14, and then second, find 8 points on a scoring guide that they made up. It's 4 points for having alleged gang tattoos, and 4 points for displaying gang logos or symbols. This checklist is shocking. A person can be declared an alien enemy based only on communications with someone ICE says is a member and nothing more. 6 points for texting a known member of TDA, plus 3 points for Venmoing or Cash Apping a known member, equals 9 points, equals TDA member. One thing on this checklist even violates the AEA proclamation itself, which applies only to members of the gang. By assigning 10 points to this category, a person who admits to being an associate, not the same thing as a member, is automatically deemed a member anyway. By far the most terrifying parts of the checklist is the association and symbolism section. Many experts say TDA does not use tattoos or gang signs like some other groups. And some of the tattoos ICE claims are TDA tattoos are things many innocent people have, like roses. Stunning. Imagine a guy's roommate is someone ICE says is a TDA member. 2 points for residing with him, 2 points for closely associating with him, 2 points for being in a group photo, 2 points for social media posts with him, 8 points sent to prison in El Salvador. How about that? How about that as a concrete example based on their own damn rubric? And this is what Karoline Leavitt was lashing out about, having a total meltdown. How dare you? How dare you cover for them? Nobody's covering for TDA members. Nobody. He was asking about a document, a legal document provided to discovery during court proceedings about the ICE rubric. Number one, ICE can be questioned like any other agency, like the Department of Education, like the Department of Homeland Security, like the Department of State. It is fair game to ask questions about government agencies and departments. It's really authoritarian and fascistic to say you can't question these people. It doesn't matter if they're bravely defending, American lives. It doesn't matter. If you are a government official in law enforcement, the military, public office, or elsewhere, it is perfectly fair to ask questions about what you do, especially when there's compelling evidence that what you do is legally and ethically dubious. And we have reasons to believe it here. It's fair to scrutinize and ask questions about ICE. ICE doesn't get a blank check to do whatever the hell they want without questions or public scrutiny. That's insane. No government agency should. These are the people who campaigned on abolishing the deep state. Don't you want to question the government? Of course, it's selective. You want to question the IRS? Sure, fine, fair enough. But ICE? No. ICE gets to do whatever the hell they want with impunity, and you don't get a right to question. If you do question them, you're defending TDA. No, we're talking about someone and people who are potentially not TDA members. That's a problem. Stunning stuff, guys. With this checklist, ICE can declare any Venezuelan an alien enemy without any concrete evidence based solely on an ICE officer's interpretation of tattoos and hand signs or the bad luck of having a roommate ICE thinks is TDA. This is why due process matters. One final thing, Aaron Reichlen Minick notes. One final thing to flag, a person doesn't even need to hit 8 points to be declared a TDA member. The form itself says once a person hits 6 or higher points, a supervisor can sign off and declare the person a TDA member. So just texting someone ICE says is TDA could be enough. Full document available here. Yeah, this is what Karoline Leavitt was lashing out about. A total unhinged response. And again, as been pointed out, here are honest-to-God tattoos of someone that ICE alleged was TDA member based on the basis of his tattoos. They say mom and dad. Mom and dad. Dad, mom. I posted this yesterday. An ICE intelligence bulletin claims anyone dressed in high-end urban streetwear or wearing Chicago Bulls jerseys could be deemed as wearing TDA attire. It'd be laughable if the consequences weren't so dire. Additional identifiers favor the Chicago Bulls basketball jersey, especially Michael Jordan jerseys with the number 23 and Jordan Jumpman footwear sneakers. Yeah. That's the basis by which the Trump administration claims the right to deport people, and not merely deport them, to send them to a hellacious El Salvador prison. Unhinged. Even more unhinged than Karoline Leavitt's unhinged response to that perfectly reasonable question based on the compelling evidence. We're only 2 months into this, folks. There's no telling where it goes from here. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.